This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, what's the latest?
You know, it's gonna dip down in temp this week, and I'm not thrilled because I've gotten so used to we've been tickling almost shorts weather.
Yes,
almost.
Right.
But now we're gonna go the exact opposite direction. It's gonna
Wait a minute. How cold?
I saw 38 on Sunday,
which is by no means cold at all, Tom.
But it's March. It's the middle of March. It should be a little warmer than that, shouldn't it?
You'd think. Well, I remember because St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, and I remember last
Sunday.
year.
No, it's on.
Oh, is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay,
17th.
Sunday. And I remember the St. Patrick's Day last year. It was very cold, and there was like snow all in the evening. It was like a mini blizzard type of thing. So I guess this is better. I'm just going based off like the most recent weather. And I'm so used to 60 now.
Yeah. Well, my birthday is on the 21st. And as a kid, I remember, so mark your calendars, everybody. But as a kid, I remember there was one year I was probably 6 years old where I was able to wear shorts. And so in my mind, by middle of March, it should be shorts weather. 60 degrees, no exceptions. Come on, weather, get it together.
You know, you guys just inspired me because I was just talking to you before the show. I'm thinking about bringing back a show we invented 35 years ago called Porno, Movie Title or Not. And you brought up the fact that St. Patty's Day is on Sunday. One of the great porno movie titles or not, Aaron Go Brawless. What do you think?
That reminds me, there's that Ricky Stenicki movie you were talking about.
I love that movie.
They were doing their press tour for it, and I think it was with Vanity or something like that. But John Cena, Zac Efron, Andrew Santino, and I can't remember who the other friend is in the movie that stars it. But
I can't either.
But they're going through and they're like, "What's your guilty pleasure movie? What's your guilty pleasure movie?" And some guy's like, "Finding Nemo," and then Johnny is like, "That's not it's a good movie." That's like. And somebody eventually comes to him. They're like, "Fine, John, you're so critical of ours. What's your favorite? What's your guilty pleasure movie?" He goes, "Behind the Green Door." And he's like looking around at everybody, and everybody's like, "I don't know what that is." He's like, "It's like from the '70s." And he's like looking, and he's like, "Is anybody in the production? Anybody know?" And you hear somebody out there be like, "I'll look it up quick." It's a 1976 porno film.
Yeah, right. Behind the Green Door. Yep. It's all true. I just look. We've already got, because of Homer Simpson, we got Jerkules, which is a great porno movie title. You got Aaron Go Brawless because it's St. Patty's Day on Sunday. Maybe we should start. We'll have the very first episode of Porno Movie Title or Not on Monday. What do you say?
I like it. I've looked up the funniest porn film names. I've got a list of some of these.
See?
Some of these are pretty good.
I'm going to hold off on that on a company computer. So I'll do that.
I got nervous when I hit enter, but
I'll do that later on my own time.
Yeah, do it on your phone. Can you do it on your phone? But don't you think people love that? And it's not filthy or anything. We don't do any real filthy ones. It's just funny ones like Jerkules and Aaron Go Brawless, whatever. We'll have a little fun with it. But I just, I think it's time to start doing some game shows, taking some calls on the show. People do text me that, on Facebook once in a while. How come you don't have any people call in or any of that stuff? I said, well, we could start doing that. That's not a problem if that's what you're used to. But, I just have a little fun. Yeah, maybe we should do, I don't know, we could do one on Monday, but then after that, maybe that should be a Friday thing.
Yeah, that feels like a way to end the week.
It does, doesn't it? It feels like a Friday. Or else we could just hold it off till next Friday and go, we were inspired by Aaron Go Brach. So, and is it Aaron Go Bra or Aaron Go Brach? Because I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would probably pronounce it the first way, but it's probably pronounced the second way.
That could be. Who knows? We'll just Aaron Go Bra, close enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn Irish. Do you think they were drinking when they named it Aaron Go Brach?
I think they're always drinking.
That's the better question is, what are they doing when they're not drinking?
Yes.
I like that. That's a good question. You guys ever been to Ireland?
No, I would love to go, though.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal, and they're not making it up. They do drink a lot. There's no question about that. They do drink. Very nice people, though. Except if you get in certain parts of Ireland, I heard about the what the hell are you saying? Well, I'm speaking English. I'm like, no, you're not. I don't know what the hell it is you're speaking, but that's not English, man. Wonderful people. The Irish are really great people. Really nice. John Hines' son moved to Ireland, 20 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And you do fit in. I understand how you assimilate to certain cultures and all the rest of it. Last time I talked to him, he's like, hey, mate, how you doing? I'm like, what the what? It's a kid that grew up, in South Minneapolis.
Yeah. Now he's an Irishman, full
See, I love that stuff. All right, we got to take a break here in a couple of seconds. We're coming back. Phil will join us. But yes, I think we can hold off till next Friday. We'll do porno movie title or not next Friday because, I understand that St. Paddy's Day is on Sunday. Mm-hmm. But Friday's a better day than Monday for that show, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a pun there, and I'm going to go with it. So stop me if it's.
I love it.
It feels like we're putting something in a place where it shouldn't go if we put it on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean like a porno title? Putting things in the wrong place?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Knocking on the back door. Is that a name of another one?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
We got to tune in Friday to find out.
Exactly. Well, I will tell you, I'm not going to say who it was, but one of my coworkers said, oh my God, I just found a ton of good names. Having fun, man. Look, my opinion, the show's getting better and better every day, and starting to add people calling in and do game shows and stuff like that, I think is a big part of the show, no question about it, because I think the three of us would have a hell of a lot of fun doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take a break, be right back in a couple of seconds. Wait, there's got to be a porno title for Phil. I mean, Phil, you can easily come up with a...
Yeah, there's got to be a lot that are Phil related.
Poker in the front or Phil in the rear.
Oh boy.
I like it. Poker in the front, Phil in the rear. What's wrong with that for a porno movie title?
Put it on the list.
Oh, would you look at the time?
Boy, look at the time. We'll be right back. God, I'm having fun already. Thank you. Thank you very much. In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. If you'd inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one and don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's a great guy. He's extremely knowledgeable, help you get the top dollar, which is wonderful. He will also help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. Jim will do it all. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Atlanta Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
Recently, Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC was contacted by a company that does on-site sales. Jim was confused.
Wait, they don't know anything about us, our staff, our reputation, most importantly, our customers.
Hey, pal, no problem. We do them all over the country. You know, get the manager off the roof sale, inflatable gorilla sale, and our favorite, the 13-hour sale with a giant clock that goes to 13. Urgency, baby. We bring our crew because, well, your people are, let's just say, a little laid back.
And the pricing?
Nothing special, sport.
But Jim thought we price competitively every day. Our prices are special. We definitely don't need these guys. But sale does convey some urgency, so we made a bold decision for his fine dealerships.
Announcing the Valley Buick GMC 365-day sale. And we can even extend it a couple years or so.
I got the air dancer guy, scratch-offs, plastic keys, bubble machine box.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Hurry.
We're rocking out, man. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. Thank you. They're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And you can take advantage of the free shipping on larger items, such as, say, mattresses, mattress toppers, things like that. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials, like ever, go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code TOM.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We've already disparaged Phil Mackey, which I think is a good thing.
It's always great to start your Friday disparaging Phil Mackey, I feel like.
Well, I do think of great, because I don't know if you were around when we used to do Porno Movie Title or not on the Q. It was a huge game show because it never got real filthy. I mean, it was not like over the top. Yeah. It came to the edge, don't get me wrong. But we already figured out a way to include you in the very first Porno Movie Title or not.
Oh, my name is ripe for porno titles. Oh, my gosh. Think about how many sequels you could do with my name in a porno title.
Okay, you ready? Porno Movie Title or not, poker in the front, Phil in the rear.
That's you could also do it the other way around, too.
Phil in the front, poker in the We could use it.
For some reason, the second version of that sounds a little more risque than the first one. I don't know why.
Something just struck me. You got a show with two guys on it. One guy's name is Phil in the rear, and the other one is Judd, rhymes with Pud. Yeah. What the hell? Judd rhymes with Pud is a great porno movie title.
Judd rhymes with Dud too, which could be like, all right, we've been filming for about a half hour now. We're gonna need you to speed it along here, guy. Dud.
Picking on Judd. It's just terrible. Just terrible, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we got to have some fun with it. Like I said, it never gets way over the top pornographic. We're not going to do that kind of thing. It's like, we used an example. It's St. Patty's Day on Sunday, so next week we're going to use Aaron Go Braless.
Wow. Add it to the list. I like that one. Here's what I would do. I love how the Vikings get rid of Kirk Cousins, and it's like Tom is a new man now. Tom wants to bring the porno title segment back. Look at it, man. He's like, it's a glorious week in Minnesota sports and in Tom's life now that the Vikings can find a new quarterback.
Judd, I'm not kidding you. He never impressed me for what had all the talent in the world. He just couldn't get it done.
Dude, someone found and put together a great sort of highlight reel of Kirk Cousins. It's like a 15-second video clip from his time with Washington, his time with Minnesota, and then his press conference with Atlanta, in which he's telling the fans and the media in each case that he wants to retire as a Redskin, to retire as a Viking, and now he wants to retire as a Falcon. He's the music man. He is the music man. He comes in, he gets the town excited. Yep. We're going to build a children's orchestra. We're going to build a football team that can win a championship. It's like, well, and then by the end you look around, you're like, wait a second, we just paid that guy $200 million and have one playoff win? I'm watching right now, so I'm in New York City for a sports media summit this week.
Oh, you are? Okay.
And I was watching, actually it was an ESPN show in the morning here, and Mike Greenberg, the main host, who's doing the show down the street here from where I'm staying, he opens up a segment trying to convince the panelists why the Falcons are now a top Super Bowl contender because they've added Kirk Cousins.
It's won one playoff game.
12 years, yep.
12 years. And all of a sudden he's going to win the Super Bowl. Look, I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. I just don't think he has the heart or soul to get it done. He just somehow can't finish his job.
Yeah. The other hilarious part about this story is the NFL is now investigating the Vikings. Maybe you guys talked about this already, but they're not the Vikings. They're investigating the Falcons for tampering.
Yes.
Because technically you're not. Now every team and agent has sneaky conversations. Send somebody a text message. You're thinking, I think you guys are going to want $200 million or. So it happens, but the Falcons and Kirk Cousins were so obviously talking and flirting. I mean, the Cousins family was literally packing boxes 2 days before the NFL's free agency window opened. So what do you mean we weren't tampering? You ironed out a $180 million contract in an hour and a half, and your family was packing the day before, dude. Yeah.
That is pretty amazing, no question about it. So, I mean, what are we going to do with that spot now?
Well, so Sam Darnold is here as the bridge quarterback, former top 10 pick, and a guy that's 26 years old. Now the Vikings GM, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, took issue with the term bridge quarterback at his press conference yesterday. He said, no, bridge quarterback, that's an offensive term. He is a quarterback on our team. Okay. So we've got that distinction, but they're gonna almost certainly draft somebody in the first round. I think they're gonna move up. If it doesn't work out that way, they're going to pick somebody in the first or second round, and you'll have a rookie.
Yeah.
You'll have a 26-year-old Sam Darnold, and then you'll have the Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall. They can fight it out for the third quarterback spot, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. And each one of them showed some promise, but never delivered the big stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, Nick Mullins is hilarious because he's like diet Brett Favre. He'll go throw for like 400 yards and then 5 interceptions, right? He just has no he has no governor.
Right.
So, but I mean, they've got good weapons. Now there are some rumors that they might still trade Justin Jefferson if they can't figure out a contract, but it's a really good vehicle and infrastructure to put a young quarterback, but they gotta pick the right one here in a few weeks. That's the big risk.
Getting rid of Jefferson is it's all you got.
I don't think they're going to, but there are some weird little so the Cincinnati Bengals have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, who were his teammates at LSU when they won the national championship a few years ago. And a former Bengals tight end, Tyler Eifert, tweeted. So he has like Bengals sources, right? He tweeted out a couple days ago, "My sources are telling me a Jefferson to Cincinnati trade is in motion." I don't think that's true, but it's something to keep an eye on here during reckless speculation season.
Okay, you just gave me a new game show to do. Bowel movement or not, last name Eifert. If my name were Eifert, I would change my name. I'm not going through life as I fart. It's just not going to happen.
You know, it's like there used to be an ESPN anchor named, it's Matt Weiner is how you pronounce it. But on the screen it would be Weiner, and he would pronounce it Weiner. But we all know, Matt. Weiner. We know your name's Matt Weiner. So he did ditch the E in his name, and now it's just Winer, but we still know that your last name is Weiner.
Wouldn't that be Weiner then?
Well, it is now because he changed it. But
yeah, but still, is it good to be called a whiner?
Either way. But at his core, we know he's a wiener. Okay, come on.
Everybody loves to tamper with names. I don't know if you guys probably didn't have to deal with it, but I was Barnyard for I don't know how. Hey, Barnyard. Oh, how'd you come up with that one? Jesus, Palomino. It's unbelievable.
Would people make animal noises at you? Hey, Barnyard.
Barnyard. Exactly. And then, of course, I would get, I go to Jordan Junior High School for 9th grade. Tom Brainerd, B-A-R-N-A-R-D is Brainerd to you, is it? Okay.
No, it shows you the education level of some people.
Well, there is that. You're right about that. Okay, so we got the Twins coming up. Their first game is what, like a week away, isn't it?
It's the 27th. So we're less than 2 weeks away from actual Twin season. Have we seen a spring training game on Bally's yet?
Terrible.
Today or tomorrow? I don't think we've seen one, right?
There were 2 games so far, and I don't know if one was on. There were 2 games televised, but I don't know if either one was on Bally. I assume they were on Bally, but they lost both of them, by the way. Let me just point that out.
Okay.
That team sucks. I'm sorry. That team is terrible.
I feel like you're jumping the gun with that take. I feel like we need to give it at least a few weeks into the regular season. Yeah, Royce Lewis, healthy. Carlos Correa.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right.
I just feel like you're being a little negative about the Twins, Tom.
You know why? Because I'm a Minnesota fan of sports. Why would I be in a good mood any year?
And see, that's the problem I'm having with these Vikings discussions. Like, okay, they've got a blank canvas, and there's 2 ways to look at the blank canvas now. They could either draft one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, like the Chiefs did in Mahomes, like the Bills did with Josh Allen, or there's any number of great young quarterbacks. But Vikings fans, and you're in this category too, that have seen Christian Ponder and Tavares Jackson and failure since 1961, just assume, they're going to crap themselves in the first round of the draft.
Well,
it's where we are with Minnesota sports, though. We just assume the worst all the time.
Look, I mean, 87, 91, but 91 was 35 years or 33 years ago. You know what I mean? 33 years, haven't won a damn thing.
It's crazy.
Okay, well, you kids have fun. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, though? If the Cubs could do it after 108 years, at some point we will break through in the Twin Cities.
Have you spent a lot of time at Wrigley Field?
Probably 5 or 6 games, maybe 6 games.
God, I just love it. Just Waveland Avenue. That building's got holes in the wall because a home run's hit off it.
It's great.
I just love that.
I'm telling you, I was watching a game on WGN one time, and this is now they've built up the bleachers, and it's harder to hit a ball on Waveland Avenue than it was for the first 80 years. But this is probably in like the early to mid 90s, and they just had in left field they had maybe like 8 rows of seats, and then the small chain link fence, and then it was an apartment complex. And a Cubs hitter hit a home run over Waveland Avenue and into the open window of a woman who was watching the game on TV in the apartment complex.
I love it. Dave Kingman, my first Cubs game ever. Dave Kingman is with, I think, the Mets at the time. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's right. He didn't go through a window, but he hit the building across Waveland Avenue. It's like, Jesus.
Can you imagine you're just watching a soap opera or something, you're making lunch, and all of a sudden
here comes a baseball. Yeah, that's another thing we should probably do. Although, it's a generational thing, I suppose. But we used to do a deal when Harry Carey died, because he used to have Harry on once in a while.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing he ever said was when some smartass like Mike Gelfand would make a comment, there'd be a long pause, and he would go, "Barnard, control your monkeys."
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what we should do. We should use one of these AI generators now to recreate Harry Carey's, and then you could argue with AI Harry Carey. There's a segment for you guys.
So one. Barnard, what's wrong with it? One thing I'll tell you is the booze in heaven's better than it is on earth. I mean, we could have a ball. Maybe we should do that. We'll get an AI Harry, and we'll have a great time. The only thing is Tom can't be here on Harry Carey days. He has to work that day elsewhere.
Yeah,
we can just pretend.
Where's Tom? That's crazy. Well, this Harry Carey guy's been on the phone for like an hour and a half. Tom's not here.
Another time, Gelfand used to argue with Harry all the time on the KQ morning show. It was wonderful. And every time Harry would just smoke him with some comment. "Oh, look who's back is that guy."
Yeah.
The best of all time. That's all I know. So what the hell? Okay. But you know what? I think maybe I would like to start doing stuff like that again, like I used to do, have guests on the show, which we do now, but have, guests on the show. I'm saying.
I feel you. Yeah.
But I think you and Judd should get involved in those things. We're going to have people like Harry Carey. You're going to have to be on the show during that time.
I would love to talk to Harry Carey, 100%.
I think it'd be wonderful. And Gelfand took a shot at him once, and there was a long pause. He goes, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah. Just patting him on the head. Okay,
patting him on the head, exactly.
Calm down there, guy. Yeah.
All right, we got a couple of seconds left. Any other big news in sports other than the fact that Minnesota's failing miserably?
No, nothing. I mean, we've got the Big Ten basketball tournament in town, the men's tournament. The women's were last weekend. I actually have a New York City take, because I know you've spent a lot of time in New York City in your career.
Used to live there, yeah.
I just love that you can, it smells funny here, and there's definitely some things about New York City, but I love that you can literally walk out on any block, and there's 14 restaurants on any block in New York City. Oh, yeah. It's great.
Did you ever get to go to the Carnegie Deli before it closed?
I'm literally staying across from Carnegie Hall right now, and they have some other version of like a Carnegie Deli.
They do,
yes.
One. Yeah, it's not as good as the original one, but it was. You would go in there, like I said, I sat down. You would sit at picnic tables with people you didn't even know, because they could get everybody in. Talk to the guy for half an hour, 45 minutes. He gets up to leave. Big giant guy. It was Robert Plant. I had no idea it was Robert Plant. I was like, what?
Just sharing a pastrami sandwich with Robert Plant.
He just loved it. He loved the Carnegie. Is there a big deli in New York now? There has to be.
I'm guessing yes. Well, what was the famous? Was it Rupert's Deli that was next to David Letterman's studio for all those years?
I think you might be right.
I can't remember what it was called, but Rupert was the guy that ran the deli. I don't know. My New York City deli knowledge is lacking the last 10 years or so.
So, closing question for you. How long you been there?
Since Tuesday night.
Okay, since Tuesday night, so you've been there 3.5 days, something like that, or 3 days, let's say. Have any mafia guys killed one another in the streets while you're there?
No, not mafia guys, but I did see a video of someone killing someone else on a subway last night. So keep an eye out for that one.
There's a lot of that going on, man. A lot of it. But I was about 2, maybe 3 blocks away from the restaurant where Paul Castro, what was his name? Paul, the hell was his name again? The head of the mafia.
Mobster.
Paul Giamatti. No, that's not. That's an actor.
Al Capone.
Paul
Milano or
Chicago.
something.
Yeah, it's like Castronovo or something like that. But I didn't hear the gunshots, but I sure as hell heard the police sirens because there were about 500 of them. It's like, whoa.
You don't even need to set an alarm in New York City. You literally, the walls are thin enough, and the sirens start at like 6:15, so you're good to go.
They do. It's true. Well, have a wonderful time. They closed my other favorite restaurant there, unfortunately. Maialino used to be in the Gramercy Hotel, which I understand now is it's a place where illegal immigrants can go hang out.
Gramercy Hotel. Now, Gramercy Park is a very high-end. Don't
Yes.
a lot of celebrities live in Gramercy Park?
That's correct. Right? And the Gramercy Hotel is right there. Used to have a great restaurant called Maialino, but they closed it, unfortunately. But hey, look, inner cities have changed a lot all across America, man. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Last night, I went to my favorite New York City restaurant last night. It's called Arby's. You ever been to Arby's?
Phenomenal. You go right up to the window.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have like a 5 for $5.99. You can just get roast beef sandwiches. Great place. Check it out. When next time you're in New York City, Arby's.
So you're coming back when?
I'm going to record Purple Daily and a couple other podcasts from this glorious hotel room in the next 2 hours, and then I'm going to catch a flight this early afternoon.
Oh, that's too bad. You should have gone to the Murray Hill Theater. It's on about, what the hell is it on? About 25th, something like that. Murray Hill, that 20th Street and 2nd Avenue is where I used to live, and I could walk to the Murray Hill Theater.
Yeah.
People talking to the screen say some of the most brilliant, funny things. Go to the Murray Hill Theater next time you're in New York. If it's even still there. It might not even be there anymore.
Yeah,
a lot of theaters have closed.
Any recommendations you have, I'm all in this city.
I love New York. Just love New York. Always did, always will. But I found out, I got a call from Catherine. We're going to have a baby. I said, we can't raise a baby on 20th Street and 2nd Avenue. This is not a good idea. I hang up the phone as I put it down on the cradle. It rings, and it's Dave Hamilton. Hey, you want to do the KQ Morning Show? I went, okay.
Sounds good.
It was that. It was literally boom, boom, and it was just decided that's what I was going to do. And then 37 years later, what are you going to do? Yeah. Life is good.
Well,
right,
we'll do a show vacation, a Tom Barnard show, a week-long trip to New York here one of these days.
You know what? I would love to do trips, but the problem is the insurance on those trips now costs a fortune. That's why a lot of radio stations and podcast companies don't want to do them, because the insurance is like $1.5 million per day.
Yeah, with these psychos running around. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they got a few psychos running around, that's for sure. No question. Yeah. All right, Pally, enjoy yourself. And, God, I'd like to recommend a restaurant to you, but all the ones that I went to closed. Should I take that personally, that all the ones I went to are closed now?
Yeah, your taste was terrible. They were all they were all going bankrupt. You're recommending it to all your friends. This restaurant's about to go out of business in 2 weeks.
That's exactly it. All right, pal. Well, have a wonderful time in New York City. I love New York City.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, pal. Take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed Minnesota's non-winter this year, you want to enjoy the warmth wherever you want, 2 Minnesotans can help you live that dream, is what they can do. Matt Carlson from Realty One Group Destination Key West grew up in Litchfield, Minnesota, started out helping his friends find homes locally and in Florida, and now can help you. If you've considered living in the warmth of Florida, now's the time to reach out to your new friend in Realty, Matt Carlson. It's the buyer's market now, and your Minnesotan friend, Matt, can help you with a new home here or in the Florida Keys. And if you need some guidance with financing, Kristen Eklund from Coast to Coast Mortgage can help. Kristen is Matt's preferred lender, can finance anywhere in Florida, and like Matt is one of us, as she hails from the Sartell, Alexandria area. So if you're looking at a new home in Minnesota, or maybe that second home in retirement, retirement in Florida is not a bad idea, baby. Trust your new local friends and contact Matt and Kristen. Visit onekeywest.com. That is onekeywest.com, or call Matt at 612-791-2345, 612-791-2345, and work with local professionals that you can trust.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
March means it's springtime, and that means spring cleaning, and your carpets and air ducts are the first item on my list. Your carpet and ducts are your biggest air filters in your home, and you could be breathing in nasty dust, dander, and bacteria. You don't need that. Zero Res Platinum rated cleaning systems and environmentally friendly ZR water to the rescue. I said to the rescue. With these limited time offers, 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129, a $40 savings, $75 off air duct cleaning, and 20% off all upholstery cleaning. Zero Res has over 17,000 reviews with an average 4.9 star rating. So their Gotta Love It guarantee ensures your spring cleaning will leave your home looking and smelling how it should. Call 952-ZEROREZ or visit ZeroResMinnesota.com to schedule your spring cleaning offer today. And be sure to ask for the Tom Barnard special. Thank you. Zero Res, spell it forward, backward, spells the same. Schedule your appointment today and beat the spring cleaning rush.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Chris Egert.
Hey, Harry Carey, what's up?
None of your business. I think we should have Harry call in once in a while again. He was great. He's calling the show all the time back in the old days.
Do you have somebody who can reach him beyond the grave?
No question. I got his grave listing on my phone.
Do you know anybody who purports to be one of those types of people who?
Oh, they could see into the past and the future. And
seance or something like that, or a medium.
Yeah, or a psychic, or whatever it might be.
Oh, I do. What's her name? She's a very nice woman. It's like the Echo Bodine. You guys know Echo Bodine?
Mm-mm.
Oh, she's a very nice person. She does that stuff. Then she's got a great sense of humor too. Yeah, we should probably have Echo on one of these days.
Well, see if she can get Harry Carey. I'd tune into that.
Hey, Chris Egert. It'll be wonderful. We'll have a great time. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. God, I just love Josh Arnold because, I shouldn't really say anything about this, but I don't want to say where this was because I don't want to tell him, give away too much inside information. But Josh Arnold calls me usually during the dinner hour, so I'm eating, so I don't answer the phone right away. And then he calls me again about a half hour later, and then I answer the phone, and he goes, okay, I can't stay on the phone, but I just want to make sure I can get a hold of you. It's like, what? What the hell are you talking about? He and I have become really, really good friends. Josh Arnold is a great guy. Hanging out with him is a piece of work. You know what's so great about him is you hang out with him because he likes to get in political discussions, not really arguments or anything, stuff, but discussions. Josh is really good with that stuff. He's a very, very funny guy, actually. Don't tell him I said that, though.
I like people who can have a good, solid, sharp discussion and then not, have their feelings hurt when the conversation's over. Yeah, those are good.
Exactly. Everybody just calm down. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. So what's going on in your life? Any big news I should know about?
Well, the big thing in the Twin Cities right now is this Uber proposal from the city of Minneapolis, and it the way it's looking right now, Uber and Lyft say they're going to leave Minneapolis and maybe even leave the part of the greater metropolitan area. I still keep thinking there's going to be some kind of resolution worked out. I cannot imagine that Uber and Lyft would just completely pull out of a city this size over this. But
so what is the argument? They want to pay him like $15 an hour?
Yeah, the council wants to get the pay on paper so it's higher. Although if you really kind of deep dive into it and how much the drivers make, there's people who can counterpoint that they'll actually be getting a pay decrease if they were to follow this formula. So that's I guess the idea that Uber and Lyft are saying now is they're hoping something's going to happen at the state legislature to sort of set something in stone statewide. and they're thinking that will keep them here. But I don't know. The state legislature, the wheels of progress don't always work all that. They don't always turn all that quickly there either. So
why is it politicians' business what Uber and Lyft does? How is it their business?
Well, I suppose they're saying they're protecting their constituents, and they've got lots of people who drive, and they're looking out for their best interest. But I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to see either that this council is it definitely, the Minneapolis council wants to make statements about lots of things, and this is one of them.
Okay, so I got a good statement for him. The only reason you're in politics is because you were a horseshit attorney. There. Is that clear enough?
I don't know how many of them are even attorneys for what it's worth.
Maybe they can't even get that far anymore. They say the most ridiculous things. I saw a stat the other day, the national debt. I saw it just 2 days ago. The national debt's what, 33 trillion now or something like that? Or is
it's
it higher
something, you can't even, your mind can't even comprehend.
Okay, do the math on this one and you get to figure this out. If every single person in America was responsible for a piece of that action, we'd each owe $100,000. But the people who can actually pay the money would have to pay $250,000. So does that not mean that about 55% of the people don't have to pay anything? So it's literally 40 to 45% of people in America pay all the bills. That's their numbers. Those aren't my numbers. Those are their numbers. So that's getting a little old. I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's going to be a big line in the sand you're going to see when, as we get closer to the general election where Donald Trump and Joe Biden are going to differ on the taxes. Because Biden already, I think, said during his State of the Union that he implied that he would increase taxes on the higher wage earners, I believe. So
raise the taxes. Well, they already pay all the taxes anyway.
To your point,
I don't really understand what the hell is going. Look, I didn't think it could get anywhere. And look, I'm not blasting your guys. They're just not my kind of guys. I know Donald Trump. I had lunch with him, as a matter of fact, when he's president of the United States. As a guy, I like him. As a politician, maybe it's a little off or whatever. But I thought, okay, we got Biden, who I don't like. We got Trump, who likes to run his mouth quite a bit. I can't get any worse. Oh, yes, it can. RFK now wants Aaron Rodgers as a vice president. I didn't think it could get worse, but it did.
You know what? I would settle to have Aaron Rodgers come here and be our quarterback.
Yeah, there you go.
I would prefer he just end his career with us. I'll take him for a couple of years. I'll take him over Sam Darnold or whatever. But
yeah, Darnold. Is it Darnold?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it is. Aaron Rodgers, I guess, is not a very pleasant person. Everybody I know that's ever met him can't stand him. So I don't know.
He definitely has thoughts on things.
Is he an anti-vaxxer and all that? Is that what he's all about?
Yeah. Go ahead, Tevin.
Oh, yeah. He's like anti-vax. And then he also believes that like the Sandy Hook school shooting was faked.
Oh, God.
He did come out with a statement on that yesterday.
And walk.
Go ahead, AJ.
Oh, AJ's got it.
Somebody took that statement that he put out and ran it through like hey, was this AI generated? 100% AI generated.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
So what does that mean?
So that means he went to Chat GPT or something and was like, draft a tweet, saving my butt for conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook shooting.
Really?
Send.
Well, I have a question for the three of you and all of our listeners. If Sandy Hook was fake, who's in those 20 graves they dug?
Crisis actors.
Oh, they were crisis actors. That's what it was. Why dig 20 graves if nobody's in them?
I
don't conspiracy theories, but I'll stop short of mass murder of children. Yeah.
There you go. I don't know.
I'm with you, Tevin.
The whole thing, just leave the kids out of it. How about that action?
Well, at the very least, it's people's loved ones. Well,
exactly.
Maybe you don't believe that at all, but
although I had an experience in 10th grade at North High School, we heard this screaming in the hall. So of course the teacher Hey, Barnard, go and check out what's... Oh, so I get to go check out why they're screaming. Thank you so much. I go out, and this kid I know is running toward me, screaming at the top of his lungs. So I hold the door for him, let him in, and around the corner comes another guy I know. Matter of fact, he was one of my neighbors, wearing remember the old helmets that had the big spike out of the top of them?
Yeah.
You remember those? He was wearing one of those helmets and running with a rifle in the school. And his name wasn't Bill, but I'll say, Bill, what are you doing? I'm really pissed off at that guy. Let me in there. I'm like, Bill, calm down. Everything will be good. But I'm looking at a guy that was like an early, like World War I Nazi.
Yeah. I know what helmet you're talking about.
Where did you even get that helmet?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Good Lord.
What a world.
Well, I hope that person got some help.
Well, I gave him the help. I locked him in there, and I wouldn't let old
Tommy gave him 5 fingers of help.
Yeah, exactly. Honest to God, Hitler Part 1 running down the halls of North High School. It's like, weird. And by the way, let's consider the fact that in 1966, that would have been, or 67, North High School was about half Jews. So let's not run around with a Nazi helmet when a school is half Jewish. What do you say?
That is a good point.
Jesus, what are you thinking? All right. You don't have to go already. Oh, you do have to go already. Damn it.
Yeah, I've got very important Irish foods to eat today from 9 to 10. So,
okay, we're going to have a game show next week, on next Friday, a week from today. And one of the things has to do with St. Paddy's Day. It's porno movie title or not. So what would the porno movie title or not be that we're going to use that involves St. Patrick's Day? Okay, you ready? I know you got to go. Aaron, go Brawless. What do you think?
Aha!
Oh, he faked that laugh all the way. That was wonderful. That was a great fake laugh right there.
No, it was an acknowledgement that a joke was made. It wasn't a fake laugh.
All right. We'll talk to you on Monday, Pally.
All right. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. So, there's an example right there is why I could probably, and, I do want to finish my career with Hubbard. That's how it started. I'd like to finish it this way. And one of the reasons would be people like Chris Egert. I just love that guy. Phil, Judd, these people are all nice people. Let me look and see who we got coming up next. It's Sansevere. I'm not wild about him, though, but, Sandy. We're going to bring in a loud Italian your way. Is that a good way of putting it?
Yeah, why not?
Yes. So turn your volume down, everybody.
I just love it. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing you Bob Sansevere. Hey, Tom, how you doing? It's like, no, you don't have to yell that loud there, Bob. You're just talking to the mic. It'll work fine. You ever notice he always goes, hey, Tom! Settle.
I think he plays it up, hopefully, a little bit. Hopefully he's not living his everyday life like that.
I'm going with you on that one. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. We'll take a break, be right back. The lovely and talented Bob Sansevere will join us right after this. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh Arnold every week, and he understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That number again, 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
Hi, guys. It's Chris Egert from Channel 5 Morning News, along with my friends Megan Newquist and Ken Barlow. In the morning, we pride ourselves on sharing people's stories. I've been lucky enough to be part of this 5 Eyewitness News morning team for more than a decade now. This is where I've raised my kids and working alongside my friends for all these years. We're like a family, too.
We are family, Chris. Working with you and Ken and Hannah, it is such an honor to help folks start their day every morning on Channel 5. We get to catch people up on the news that's happening, and Hannah is here to keep an eye on the traffic around town.
And when it comes to weather, I know people rely on me to plan their day and get their family out the door. Over the last 10 years, there were so many memories and so many laughs. I just love sharing the forecast alongside you guys.
I feel the same way, Ken. To all you who start your day with us here on Channel 5, we think of you as family too. Thanks for turning on 5 Eyewitness News in the mornings.
You damn right. Let's take a second to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. You've heard me talk about them for a long time now. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. While a lot has changed since 1998, this commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities has not. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my bankers at North American Banking Company? Go to nabankco.com or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back. Where are you now?
I had Mary wasn't feeling well, so I had to take a couple of dogs to get neutered. So
what the hell's her not feeling well? You know what, you're not feeling well, honey? I'll go get the dog's nuts cut off.
Well,
what?
I mean, you would do it for your wife if she's not well, wouldn't you?
Aren't you riding? Who's driving?
She came because she insisted on it, so I said, I got to talk to Tom. You're driving.
Okay, good. Why don't I talk to her and you shut up? What about that action?
Oh, you don't want to talk to her. She can barely speak.
Oh, never mind then.
Which is not a bad thing, right, honey? Anyway.
Mary, Catherine really misses you. That's all. I hope she could hear that.
She can hear it.
Yeah, I miss you too.
Yeah, her hearing's fine.
Our wives, one thing I say I have in common with Bob Sansevere is that both of our wives are far too good for us.
Well, yes, that's of course. I have to remember she's right next to me. And her hearing is good.
So what's going on? Say, well, we won't hold you for long. Then you got family issues.
No. I'm in the car another 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Actually, the Vikings, what's going on? Oh, my God. They actually made the greatest deal they could make. Actually, getting rid of Cousins is a good thing for this team for a couple of reasons. One big reason is they would not have been able to make the moves they've made without dumping him.
I agree.
And the defensive moves, I like the first 3 things they did. Getting, they replaced Danielle Hunter with 2 good defensive linemen and linebackers. You know, I really like Blake Cashman, the linebacker. I like this Van Ginkel. I love the name, by the way.
Van Ginkel.
It sounds like it's a part of a lawn firm.
Either
blah,
that or
blah,
a
blah,
Christmas
and Van Ginkel.
Yeah, there you go. Worked for me.
But they're getting better. They've done things on the defensive line. And the Aaron Jones signing was terrific because he is good. Now, here's the problem. If you're watching, unless they did it overnight, they have not addressed the secondary, which would make me worry that they're going to use that 11th pick on a cornerback and not a quarterback, a DB, not a QB.
Yeah. And Bob, I don't know if you've seen this because you're driving, but according to Tom Pelissero, the Vikings have traded with Houston. We've acquired their first-round pick this year for a package that includes second-rounders for us and I believe a second-round pick in 2025. So we have an additional first-round pick this year.
Here's the official breakdown. Minnesota gets pick number 23 and 232. Houston receives the number 42 selection, number 188, and then a 2025 second rounder from Minnesota.
Okay, they're loading up to make a move up. That's what that is.
So who is it, Bob?
That's what it better be. You know? And I saw somebody, I saw this, and it actually is not a bad thing. I think that, I really do think that Darnold is going to be a lot better than people imagine he will be.
Good.
And because I think you could not have been with two more dysfunctional teams than the Jets and the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. So I think with this talent around him, he could be very good. He needed to rinse away all that history. So I think he'd be good, but they got to do something in the draft. The other thing, though, which was intriguing, because Justin Fields, now, again, I'm driving. Nothing happened with him today, right? I didn't see anything early this morning.
Nope.
Trade Darnold to Chicago for him if you think it could work. But I don't think it would work for Kevin O'Connell because Kevin O'Connell wants a statue in the backfield. He won a Super Bowl, remember, with Matthew Stafford. he doesn't want a mobile quarterback. He had Josh Dobbs, who was mobile and basically neutered him. It's not the old dogs aren't the only thing being neutered today. Josh Dobbs was too.
Oh my God!
So he wants a guy that's a drop back quarterback, which then would mean if they move up, Jaden Daniels would be a wasted pick for them because he's got great mobility. Drake May and JJ McCarthy are the two type of quarterbacks that could work in his offense. Now, I would like JJ McCarthy. I just think this kid's a winner. And if Michigan threw more, he'd have lights out numbers that he would be being considered for the first overall pick. He's a leader, he's a winner, and he could. I mean, the guy, they did a thing where they checked their velocity. He was like second by 1 mile per hour. The kid from Tennessee, Joe Milton, is a 62 miles an hour.
Whoa.
And this kid throws 61 miles an hour with a football. That's flinging it.
It is. There's no question about that. No doubt about it. So I got it from your report, Bob. I feel better about the Vikings.
Well, Tom and I, okay, but here's a little, not a disclaimer, but I'm not giving Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell credit. What they did on defense is all Brian Flores. He is telling them, we need this guy, this guy, this guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Van Ginkel winds up coming, because he drafted him. You know, he's the best thing that they did over the last 2 years. But I would not feel horrible about this team, because I do think that Sam Darnold, I don't know that he can do what Baker Mayfield did, but there's talent there. And it just never got a chance to surface. And if you go back, this is many years, and I don't know if Kevin and AJ even remember the name Jim Plunkett.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, Jim Plunkett was drafted, but he was first overall pick by the Patriots, and he was a washout, right? What did he do? This is deep into his career. He went to Oakland and won a couple of Super Bowls with the Raiders because he was put in an environment and with a team where he could succeed. And I think that's what Darnold's given the opportunity to do with that talent. And we cannot underestimate the value of Aaron Jones, because he can catch the ball and he can run it. And whatever issues were in Green Bay, I think they made a mistake by getting rid of him. They went younger with Josh Jacobs. But remember, what do you have, 120 yards against the Vikings on New Year's Eve? And then he was a beast in the postseason for a few games.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevere, I just got a call. You couldn't really hear her, but she just called and said, Tom, it's Mary. The reason I'm going to the doctor is because I'm sick of Bob.
Yes, they're going to check her for heartworms.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Sandy, get off the show, damn it. Mary, I hope you feel better.
She says thanks. After, we'll get to that heartworms and rabies shot. She'll be good. See you later.
You're horrible.
I'm lovable.
I'm lovable. Don't forget it.
Yeah, see you later.
We'll take a break. Be right back. Tim Lammer's up next right after this.
March means it's springtime, and that means spring cleaning, and your carpets and air ducts are the first item on my list. Your carpet and ducts are your biggest air filters in your home, and you could be breathing in nasty dust, dander, and bacteria. Zero Res's platinum-rated cleaning systems and environmentally friendly ZR water to the rescue with these limited-time offers. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at just $129 off $40 savings, $75 off air duct cleaning, and 20% off all upholstery cleaning. Zero Res has over 17,000 reviews with an average 4.9-star rating, so their Gotta Love It guarantee ensures your spring cleaning will leave your home looking and smelling how it should. Call 952-ZEROREZ or visit ZeroResMinnesota.com to schedule your spring cleaning offer today, and be sure to ask for the Tom Barnard special. Zero Res. Spell it forward or backward, it spells the same. Schedule your appointment today and beat the spring cleaning rush.
Recently, Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC was contacted by a company that does on-site sales. Jim was confused.
Wait, they don't know anything about us, our staff, our reputation, most importantly, our customers.
Hey, pal, no problem. We do them all over the country. You know, get the manager off the roof sale, inflatable gorilla sale, and our favorite, the 13-hour sale with a giant clock that goes to 13. Urgency, baby. We bring our crew because, well, your people are, let's just say, a little laid back.
And the pricing?
Nothing special, sport.
But Jim thought we price competitively every day. Our prices are special. We definitely don't need these guys. But sale does convey some urgency, so we made a bold decision for his fine dealerships.
Announcing the Valley Buick GMC 365-day sale. And we can even extend it a couple years or so.
I got the air dancer guy, scratch-offs, plastic keys, bubble machine.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Hurry.
Have you enjoyed Minnesota's non-winter this year? Want to enjoy the warmth whenever you want? Two Minnesotans can help you live that dream. Matt Carlson from Realty One Group Destination Key West grew up in Litchfield, Minnesota, started out helping his friends find homes locally and in Florida, and now he can help you. If you've considered living in the warmth of Florida, now is the time to reach out to your new friend in Realty, Matt Carlson. It's a buyer's market now, and your Minnesotan friend Matt can help you with a new home here or in the Florida Keys. And if you need some guidance with financing, Kristen Eklund from Coast to Coast Mortgage can help. Kristen is Matt's preferred lender, can finance anywhere in Florida, and like Matt is one of us, as she hails from the Sartell, Alexandria area. So if you're looking at a new home in Minnesota, or maybe that second home or retirement place in Florida, trust your new local friends. Contact Matt and Kristen. Visit onekeywest.com. That's onekeywest.com, or call Matt at 612-791-2345, 612-791-2345, and work with local professionals you can trust.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
See, Tim Lammer is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Timmy Lammer is with us. Timmy, what's the latest?
Well, I got a dog movie for you, Tommy.
Well, a dog movie, really?
Yeah.
About dogs or just a horseshit movie?
No. You're right. It could mean one thing or the other, couldn't it?
It could be.
Now, if I say it's a dog movie, it means it's a dog movie. If I say the movie is a real dog,
then that's different, yes.
Then it's the horse. Bleep.
Bleep.
You know, I know I can swear on here, but I just can't.
No, there's no reason to. You're
then
right.
Then I'm on an FCC regulated station and I say, you know, shite. And then I'm in trouble.
Just go with Mother
Give him the hook.
That'd be good.
So
Anyway.
Yeah, it's a dog movie, and I texted you about it because I know that you and Catherine, I recommended dog movies to you before, and generally y'all end up in tears afterwards.
Well, some of them, that's very true, because we do love dogs, man.
Oh, man.
Beauty.
Then you have to see Arthur the King.
Uh-oh.
Arthur the King, baby. Oh, my God. You know, first of all, when you read it's based on a true story, it's like, okay, this is really going to be great. I mean, even the dog movies like, what was it? A Dog's Life and A Dog's Journey. I mean, you know, there's obviously big fantastical elements in them, but it still gets you just breaking down in the tears big time. Well, this one's really going to get you because it is based on a true story, 2018. Mark Wahlberg. We all like Mark Wahlberg. He plays this endurance racer who it's an amazing thing that I really didn't know about. They're called adventure racing teams, and basically they pair 4 people together and they bike, they climb, they traverse rough terrain, they kayak over this 435-mile trek. And this is set in the Dominican Republic. So you're talking about the jungle and everything else. I mean, it's really crazy stuff. Has anybody even heard of that? I mean, obviously you hear of Ironman competitions and all that kind of stuff. But I had no idea something like this existed.
No, me either. I had no clue.
So indeed it does. And indeed in 2018, Mark Wahlberg, who plays Michael Light, assembles a team, 3 other racers, to do this. And along the way, like right away, this stray dog, because the place is running rampant with strays down there, starts following them. And they become amazed after about 200 miles. It's like, how does this dog find us? And it does. And then all of a sudden he joins their team essentially. And as dogs do, they have 6 senses, right? I mean, they keep these racers out of danger and do all these amazing sorts of things. And what starts as a competition all about winning for Michael turns into something that he didn't realize, that how unconditional love, from a dog, that's the true championship.
Right.
That is really what matters the most. So I can't tell you details. All I will tell you is you will cry. Man, the lovely Mrs. Lamameter and I were, I'm the bigger baby. I was crying more tears, but we both love dogs. And you just look at we have 2 of them in the household now. And I say now only because we were taking care of my son's oldest for a little while. So there were 3, but I mean, they are incredible creatures.
Yep.
The greatest. I mean, I love cats. I love bearded dragons, who's made an appearance on the show.
Yes.
But dogs, man, I'm telling you, are the freaking greatest. So yeah, I love this movie. 8 out of 10 on the Land Meter for Arthur the King.
Yeah, and it's funny that you're reviewing this movie today. ESPN actually did a quick 10-15 minute segment on the real life people and kind of had footage from their race and stuff, and that's now been circulating back on their network.
Oh my God,
the movie, but it's incredible story.
And it is interesting that you mentioned that, Tevin, because obviously they do, like Sports Center and stuff. They covered this when it was happening, but we're all caught up in our lives. And again, I didn't even know that this sort of racing even existed before the movie. So obviously I wasn't watching at the time. So it is pretty remarkable. And yes, indeed. I mean, they back it up with photos and everything in the end credits. So obviously you're going to want to stick around for that. So again, I mean, you get a movie with a dog, I'm in, man. And it being a true story just makes it that much more special.
You have unbelievable, impeccable timing, because Jude, who's going to turn 12 this year, he's 11 now.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, he's 11 years old already. Yeah. So he's asleep on the couch. He's got his butt up against my left hip because he always has to touch somebody when he's sleeping on the couch. He can't just sleep on the couch. He has to touch someone. But the weird thing is, he's settling in. He's got his butt up against my left leg, and he's falling asleep. So I reach over and pet him a couple times. It's like, what are you growling at me for? You growled at me. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
So
well, I know you tell me that he favors Catherine over you.
Oh, God, by only about 700 miles. Oh, Mom is very, very big deal to him. There's no doubt about that.
Well, they do pick favorites. I mean, I think Vonnie, the Basset favors my wife, and Winter, the great peer, she favors me. So, they got their favorites. This is my favorite parent.
Yeah, but every night, night pets. If I don't pet him good night, then he's all pissed off at me. It's like, I got to pet him good night.
He holds you to the highest standard. You're under the most scrutiny.
It's true.
Now, Tevin and AJ, I know you guys got dogs too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they're the greatest.
Love
if you have a dog, you got to see this movie. It's just so incredible. And a great cast too. I mean, obviously the dog named Ukai, I believe. And Ukai naturally has a couple stunt dogs. Hollywood,
Yeah.
But Nathalie Emmanuel is in it. She's terrific. Simu Liu, who is in Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, an MCU movie, is in it. And another actor, terrific actor, Ali Suleiman, is in it. They make up the rest of the team. So it's not just about the dog. It's they do some pretty rough things. This, again, I think it took immense physicality for these actors in this movie, because they're doing some pretty crazy stuff, including a scene on a zip line. I won't describe it entirely for you. Mark Wahlberg and Nathalie Emmanuel are on this zip line. It is like, I almost had a vapor lock. I mean, it is one of the most exhilarating moments I've seen in film in the last year. I mean, my wife and I are like, it is just really, really intense. So these people really do put themselves in danger as well. So, obviously it enlightened me in a way to this sport that I didn't know exists. We all get enamored with the Vikings and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Kirk Cousins and his
that stuff.
Kirk Cousins and his $100 million. I mean,
180 million.
When these people are truly laying themselves out on the line for a lot less, put it that way. So loved the movie, loved it. So definitely go see it. Another one I'll just mention quickly on Amazon Prime. We talked about it briefly Tuesday. I know you've seen it, Tom. Ricky Stenicki, John Cena. John Cena is one freaking funny dude. I'm telling you.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So that is basically what it's about in a nutshell. 3 kids when they're young are pulling a Halloween prank. It goes horribly awry. They get really inventive and write the name Ricky Stenicki inside of one of their shirts, making the authorities believe that this kid, Ricky Stenicki, was liable for it. Right. And then they thought, you know what, this is a good excuse to use throughout our lives. Whenever we want to get away from our significant others, whatever, Ricky Stenicki, he's in town. He's usually like on a peace mission and overseas or whatever, and we never see him. So he's a great getaway excuse for these guys. Well, eventually it comes back to bite him in the arse. And they got to produce a real Ricky Stenicki, so they hire this down-and-out actor played by John Cena, who, again, if you didn't see the Oscars, I mean, he's funny as hell in that naked bit that he did. And the guy is a gifted comedy actor. So, definitely see it.
I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was put together. And Cena just nails it. No doubt about it.
Yeah. He steals the show. I mean, Zac Efron is good. Zac Efron also stars in it. And probably it's his movie more than anybody.
Yeah.
But, John Cena just comes in, and the minute he steps up to the plate, the guy's amazing. He really is amazing. And, people don't give, all-star wrestling folks enough credit, or WWE, but, those guys, it's a performance art, man. And they're in front of thousands of people at these Summer Slams and all that sort of stuff. Yep. So they know how to put on a show.
No doubt about it. Brilliant report, Ricky Stenicki. You got, was it Arthur the what?
Arthur the King. Go see it this week. I texted you and Catherine last night because I know it's a dog movie, not a movie that's a dog.
Puppies.
So go to it. Bring some tissues because you will break down into tears. But
puppies.
Happy tears.
All right. As long as it's happy tears will work. All right, Timmy, we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Have a great weekend, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Ryan is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That is MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. We'll take a break. Be right back. President Kristen Burt. Boy, am I seeing more and more of that stuff. People are responding. She might win the presidency. What do you think?
I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't either. Typical. We'll be right back. President Burt, be with us right after this.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to Me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Bird, Entertainment News, brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So, President Burt, any new postings on social media we should know about?
I think there's people are making campaign slogans for me now.
They are.
Yeah.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
No, it was more like, if you're feeling butthurt, vote for Burt.
That's a wonderful slogan.
That's what I said.
It's wonderful.
Great. I know. We're all butthurt over politicians, so why not?
You know what's so funny you bring that up, because I brought up earlier, just flat out, I'm not a big Biden fan, not a big Trump fan. I'm not talking about them personally. I'm talking about just how aggressive they get and just slamming each other. And it's like, really? I don't really care for that kind of stuff, And then I went, well, how about Robert F. Kennedy? And then he goes with Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, oh my, is there a worse year ever?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I honestly hope that I am reincarnated and I go back to school. I'm serious, you guys. I'm such a school nerd anyway. I'm super excited to go back to high school and study history again, because I want to be able to look back on this time, because it is absolutely bananas. Like what we have gone through since, say, maybe 2015, right around then, to now. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Hollywood could not have written this.
I agree. And again, it's not, I don't hate anybody. For me, it's like, they're not my kind of guy. It's not that I hate them or, oh my God, they're horrible. Or, it's just not my kind of guy, That makes sense, doesn't it?
I don't think anyone is, honestly, because you can be like the good guy. You come in and everyone loves you. And then you get into Congress, you get into the White House, whatever. And then you do something that's super disappointing. There's this guy, Jeff Jackson. He's a representative, and I want to say South Carolina. And he's been huge on TikTok, like huge. Been really great at explaining like what's happening behind the scenes and why it's happening and why something should be a bipartisan bill and things like that. It's been really, honestly, educational. Well, he goes, don't worry, everyone. TikTok's not going anywhere. Don't worry about the ban. He's become like super popular on TikTok. Guess who voted for the TikTok ban? Jeff Jackson.
There's a shock.
Yeah, no shock there. Exactly. So, but of course, Gen Z, who is very present and very active, particularly on political TikTok, they're all unfollowing him. They're like, what a disappointment. And I'm like, this is the problem. Like, they can't deliver on promises, and you can't put too much faith in any particular candidate or person once they're representing you.
Yeah, I just don't like how they badmouth each other. Is that a good image to show the rest of the world? Our two top candidates badmouthing each other? Look, you can criticize their policies, but mega Republicans, that scumbag Democrat. Why do you have to do? First of all, make America great again. What's wrong with that? That's good. But seriously, it's like, oh, that guy. Oh, my God. I'm going to start doing that again to morning guys. If I knew any other morning guys in the market, I'd start bad-mouthing them. Well, that puke is the worst ever. Come on, really?
It's not a good look, honestly,
It's
for
really
anyone.
not.
Like,
No,
everyone has a space to exist, and let them exist in their own space. Because, that doesn't mean I have to listen to them. If I don't like them.
My new goal is to be just like Hunter Biden. Oh, really? You want me to come to court? Well, my dad's the president. I'm not showing up. The guy didn't even bother to show up to court. I mean, you got some power when you can do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like all of the children of presidents, most of them. Wait. I should say the last 2 presidents, because I don't think Clinton's daughter has been problematic. The Bush daughters are all doing well.
Yeah, that's true.
And Obama's daughters are both doing well too. So I want to exclude them from this narrative. But let's say the last 2 presidents. We got some interesting characters.
Boy, some of these people are going after Obama now. Those aren't really his kids. I'm like, what?
Oh
what is that now?
His daughter, do you know this? His daughter is a screenwriter. I think maybe I mentioned this when Swarm came out. But she just had a film at Sundance. She did a short film that was produced by Donald Glover. And she has changed her last name. She's going by Malia Ann. She's not going by Malia Obama.
Well, I understand that. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, she doesn't want the Nepo baby associations, but everybody does know that she is. I mean, it's hard to avoid, but I mean, I understand like the stigma is there. Her work is pretty good though, so I have a feeling she's going to be making her mark. Yeah, she's a good screenwriter. This was her directorial debut of a short film, but she could be an interesting presence in Hollywood in the coming years.
Yeah, and I don't like it. She should be. If she's doing the hard work, she took away a name that's very recognizable, went with one that's nobody's ever heard before. I hope she succeeds mightily. That's a wonderful thing.
Yep. And she's, listen, she did a lot of the grunt work too. She was a production assistant. She interned. So she has definitely paid her dues. She's not just someone who was like, okay, great. Got a writer's job out of nowhere on Donald Glover's Swarm on Amazon Prime. She had put in her time, big time over the years. And she did start young. She started, I think, interning at like 15.
Oh, really? Where did they go to college? She and her sister went to the same college, didn't they?
They did not. She went to Harvard. Malia went to Harvard. She took a gap year and then went to Harvard. And then Sasha, I believe, went to University of Michigan and then transferred to USC out here in California and finished up her last 2 years.
I mean, it's like I said, you wish people well. I've been talking about that the last couple of weeks. I am sick to death of these people bad mouthing each other. You're a horrible person. Settle down. Just because we don't agree on things doesn't make me a horrible person. Relax.
One of the best things that I think the Today Show ever did, and at first I thought it was a terrible idea, they brought in Jenna Bush Hager as, at first she was a correspondent for a long time, and I know that they did it for access to her dad, but we know this. She was really pretty terrible when she went on the first couple of years, but they actually mentored her, they trained her, and now, she's the co-host with Hoda Kotb, I think on that 4th Today Show hour, but she's actually really good. She and Hoda have like great chemistry. They bounce the ideas off of each other. She's funny. She has a very successful book club, very similar to like Oprah Winfrey and Reese Witherspoon, that is thriving. And I like that someone who obviously grew up in a Republican family has kind of just opened herself up to a mass audience. And I think that she is one of their most popular personalities on the morning show.
Yeah, it's, for what my dad did or my mother did, you can't hang me up that on me. It's got nothing to do with me. Leave me alone.
No, and they wind up getting Laura and George W. on the show quite a bit. And you know what? He's like painting puppies in his basement. And, she was a librarian, obviously, and that's where Jenna got her love for books. So you kind of get to see that history. It's been kind of sweet.
He seems like a nice guy. I've never met George W. Bush, but he seems like a very pleasant guy.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to agree with his politics, but he does seem like he raised a couple of great kids and they're both doing well. And that's all you ask for, right?
I was thinking of the last president I did agree with their politics. I can't find one. I went all the way back to George Washington. What do you think?
You weren't even here then.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm looking for a gem and I can't find one.
No, I think there's always maybe like one win for each president that you go, okay, that was a good thing. But
yeah, that's good. All right, a couple of things that I've seen, and one that Catherine brought this up to me last night. I don't remember how old the movie is. I think it's like 20 years old or something. It's Elijah Wood, John Hurt. It's a movie called The Oxford Murders. I think that's what it's called.
Oh.
Have you ever seen it?
I don't think so. The
Really
name doesn't even ring a bell.
Really, really good. I don't know how old it is. Maybe you guys could look it up for me, but really, really good movie. Except there is one thing in it, and I've never understood this about movies. And Catherine and I both reacted exactly the same way immediately. There's a scene where Elijah Wood is making out with this woman, one of the people at Oxford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as they're, they hug, and as they're beginning to kiss, they do this. It's like, what the hell are you doing? They got their mouths open like this wide, for Christ's sake.
Well, you do know that movie kisses, you're not supposed to like shove your tongue down your co-star's throat.
That would be good.
Here's the, I can't believe I'm going to do this on the Tom Barnard show, but
okay.
So when you go in, unless it's been agreed upon, because there's no intimacy coordinator. So I'm sure back in the day when this movie was filmed, there wasn't. But you would work with an intimacy coordinator, and you say, when I go in to kiss you, like I'm going for your top lip. So you kiss the top lip, and the other person will kiss the bottom lip. So that's how you can have like an open mouth kiss. And so that's why they go in with the. Because they're going in to grab each other's lip. The only time you would ever use tongue is if you and your co-star were like, okay, we want to make this a little bit more realistic. We're going to have a French kiss here, but the coordinator would say this is how it's going to happen and everything else. And these things are no longer just kind of like go rogue situations than they used to be. But now they're really like your hand goes here, then your body goes here. And they need to be, because there are situations where actors have been really uncomfortable with what was happening on screen.
Tell you what, it's a very, very good movie. Again, I don't have time to look it up while we're doing this, but Oxford Murders, I think it's called.
Yeah, 2008.
Oh, it's 2008. Okay, so it is 16 years old. Yeah. John Hurt, Elijah Wood, everybody in it's really, really good. It's a great story. It's about mathematical problems at Oxford University, and are these clues to a murder? Is there a murder coming up here? They do, the Fibonacci sequence and all these magnificent mathematical equations. It's really interesting. Very, very well acted. I mean, John Hurt's amazing. What a great actor. But yeah, I think you guys would really like the movie if you watched it. Give that a whirl. And
I'm watching Lindsay Lohan this weekend in Irish Kiss. Irish Wish. I'm talking about kisses.
Irish Kiss?
Irish Wish. Lindsay Lohan's making a big comeback, and Netflix is a big part of it. It's a rom-com. It's all it is. It's a silly, ridiculous rom-com, but it's the big return of Lindsay Lohan. I'm sure back in the day when you were on KQ, you covered all of her legal antics and what she was going through back in the day. And she's now married, has a baby. And I was told that at the Vanity Fair Oscar party, she was the most popular celebrity. Like everybody wanted to get photos with her because they're so excited that she's back.
We used to have her on the KQ morning show all the time, but her dad used to come on more than she did. Remember
her
that?
Dad was such a press hound. Oh my gosh.
He
would show up all the time, like in Hollywood. Like if I was out at like a lounge or something, he would show up, and he was dating at the time. And I want to say she worked for Star back when Star was kind of a magazine trade tabloid, whatever. But he was dating one of the reporters there and like giving her all the dish about Lindsay. Like he was selling his daughter for a lot of cash. It was bad.
Yep. It seemed like it. One other thing we watched last night, Catherine and I watched the final episode of Capote Against the Swans.
What do you think?
Phenomenal series. Very, very well acted. Tom Hollander was amazing as Truman Capote. I didn't realize he's been dead for 40 years. Jesus.
I guess that sounds about right, because I don't feel like he was a presence in like my life, but who was your favorite? Because the female actresses in this series were so good. Who was your standout?
I don't really I thought it was phenomenally done. I thought everybody in it was great. Everybody.
I just love the collection. Like you're putting together like Naomi Watts with Callista Flockhart, who I always feel like needs to work more. She's always so good. And Demi Moore, another one who doesn't work enough. And Jessica Lange made an appearance. I think that there were so many great actresses over the age of 40 really shining in this Ryan Murphy piece.
I just thought he nailed that. He looked just like him. And when he did this deal like this, he was good. Very, very well acted. A great story. I did not know, by the way, that they sold off some of his ashes for like $10,000? Did you know that?
No, I did
I
not.
had no clue. Apparently, they split him up. Some of the women got some of him, and then they auctioned off a bunch of his ashes for like $10,000 or $50,000 or some damn thing. What a story!
It is a great story, and I expect that this will be a big player in the primetime Emmys when they're back on their normal schedule come September. But it'll be interesting because, you have so many women in there. I'm like, are they going to cannibalize each other for nominations or cannibalize that win? If you have too many of the women in the same category, what winds up happening and who winds up winning?
And of course, the unfortunate part, Treat Williams, who I just loved, used to have him on the show all the time, ended up being killed in a motorcycle accident. Didn't a car hit him or something, didn't it?
A car hit him, and he was on his motorcycle in Vermont, where he's lived for years and years. Right. And I believe that there's the motorist was charged. I'm not sure what the charge is. Yeah,
I think so. That was really sad because I always liked Treat Williams. What is the name of that movie where he hides out and he's lost his mind and he calls somebody a mammy rammer and it pisses off? What was that movie? God, it was a great movie. He was phenomenal, and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I was like, that's a very specific line.
Yeah, hey, you mammy rammer.
Like, okay. Yeah, the sad thing about Treat Williams too is that he had posted on Twitter like an hour before. He's like, look, I'm taking a ride out in the beautiful countryside. And then literally he was gone like 45 minutes later. It was
just sad. No reason. Sad. And there was no reason for the accident from what I understand.
Yeah, I think that they kind of cut him off or went around him. Yeah. Right. And so.
Oh, well, I'm going to go and just whine by myself for 15 minutes. What do you think of that? Now you made me feel horrible by talking about that.
When you're feeling butthurt, vote Bert.
Vote Bert. That's right. When you're feeling butthurt, vote Bert. So how's the campaign going? Is it going well?
I'm not really doing anything, honestly. I'm just letting everyone else run me for president.
It is popping up nicely. I think you're getting a lot of notice.
I think I have about 5 votes now. So
you got about 5 votes.
I think I have about 5. So I think I'm going to make a big impact on the Democrat and Republican Party. And I'm sure I'm going to run RFK Jr. off the road with this one.
Yes, I'm sure it's just about over.
He's going to have to drop out in a matter of a week.
Then Jesse will call you. Hey, listen, Kristen Bird, I should be your vice president. What do you think?
He would try and push me out of the way and be president.
Exactly right.
He would not let me be president. There's no way he would serve under
no, you're
president. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I got to talk to Jesse. I haven't talked to Jesse in years. I got to reach out to him one of these days. He's still pissed off at me, but I don't care.
Hey,
a lot of people
extend
are pissed
an olive branch. It's time.
An olive branch. I like it. That works for me. We'll have a magnificent weekend, sister.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend.
Our next president will reappear on Monday, ladies and gentlemen, on the show. I like it. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, any closing words, anything we've discovered during the last hour and a half?
Nothing discovered, but hope everybody has a safe and fun St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Yeah, and I'll be out campaigning door to door for Kristen Bird.
I'm telling you, she should win the president. She'd be a wonderful president, don't you think? Very even keel.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would also be tough though to see because she's gonna make somebody mad because just people like to be mad about anything, and so it'd be tough to see people take shots at her.
No,
but
it'd be terrible.
Tell them to shut their cake holes. Yeah. Right?
You're right.
All right, fellas, have a magnificent weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Yep, have a good one. See you.
Family show up in 15 minutes.